In them Yeshlo Shem, the same would be if he had both of them. Yeshlo Shemonis and some sort of ones, like forcing situation. Shenu Yachol Alachas that he can only put on one of them. And Yachol said Yachol he put on that one he can't. Shemonis, some ones, what is that? It's you want to the Makabro. So, for example, he has some sort of wound on his head, Obazro on his arm. Oh Shahu Tzarach, let's say therefore he has to go on the road. This is from the Rosh, which is who of Magen Ram, which is around the Magen of Ram. The Ima Shayram on Panis love and the wagon's not going to wait for him. Actually, and Yachal he puts both of them. When Yachal is Yachal, he puts on that one that he can. Which one of them is better in regards to putting them on? Yeshom Diosei Tov Shanyach Shal Rosh Levad, the Kedusha Chumber. The others say that it's better to put on the Shal Rosh alone because his Kedusha is strong. This is from the Shuas Yaakov. Yishom Sheniach the Ace after Hashal Yad, those say that you put on right now, the Shal Yad, Kadesh Lo Yishana said it should be Torah, and you shouldn't change the order in the Torah. This is from the Arts L'chaim. Medavar Memurim, this is from the Magen of Ram. When is it said? When you're going to be able to afterwards put on the second tefillin. If afterwards you're not able to put on the second tefillin, put on both the shal yad and the shal rosh before going from the house. The mishum and we're going to miss the wagon. The mishum because it's delaying your trip, his way. They didn't allow him to move out of the mitzvah tefillin. Shum onis. Chaining Yachal and Yachal Achos and Yachal to Yachal. I'm to the Berla. The rest is Yachal Shimon, it's some sort of onis. And Machaber Arlin and she, hey, mutter, and Yachal Achos of Tefillah. When the Machaber is talking about in regards to this, should be mutter to put on one tefillin with a Tefillah. But yeah, but if he was hazed, below Yachal Achos, but yeah, but even if he just purposefully did it, and he didn't put on, except he only put on one, you have to do also Shaniach. You go to that one that you put on the other. If you only put on the shal rosh alone, you make the bracha on it. Mitzvahs tefillin levad. Just make mitzvahs tefillin. Will be done. The nog in the bracha b'chol yom shtei brachos. But according to us, you have the minimum to make every day 2 brachos. Mevarach al shal rosh levad shtei brachos. To make on the bracha on the shal rosh alone 2 brachos. V'maniach shal yad levad mevarach laniach levad. And if you put on the shal yad levad, you make just the laniach. For the shal rosh both and for the shal yad just laniach. Okay. We'll be done the noggin. The base says, Kamoshi B'yarna Mizim and Kafei, is explaining the Simmons of the Kafei b'mishna berura, so Kadam Lam and Alef, Ayin Sham. Mvarach laniach, Temet laniach. I'm befried Megadon, the Befried Megadon, should have you owed both them, brings further post in the Sfir Lahu, the Afal shal yad levad, Nami Mvarach shtei brachos, that even on the shal yad alone, you also make 2 brachos. Okay. Ulalacha is kimo hakonim de inu mavarach al shal yad ela halan yachavad, and the halacha the Kohanim only agree that you don't make on the brach, you only make on the shal yad al haniach alone. So you don't take 2 on the shal yad. Okay. He says this is from the Arts L'chaim. The blavak harbia rishonim svilu da afilu al shteim nami inu mavarach al yachas. Because without this, there's also many rishonim which hold that even on both of them, you should just be making 1 bracha. Okay, so therefore, if you put on the shal yad, just make the 1 bracha, even though some say you make 2. If you put on both of them and you didn't make a bracha, this is from the Pri Megadim. The din hu the yavar chod man shehein alav adayin. That the din is that you should make the bracha as long as they're on him. Im hikdim birkat shal rosh v'tefillah. If you made first the shal rosh, v'achakal shal yad, and afterwards said the shal yad, ein ochozim v'rach doesn't go back and make the bracha again. Okay. Avalachavila afilu lahaniach shal yad v'loberach, but l'chafil, even if you put on the shal yad and didn't make a bracha, yivarach alav kodim she'anach shal rosh. You should make a bracha on that one before putting on the shal rosh and making the shal rosh bracha. Okay. Malcolm Anachos, the Shulchan says, Malcolm Anachos Shal, the place of putting on the Shal Yad is berura, the small, is on his right arm, his left arm. The boxer has a block on the bottom, the fleshy part of his arm, which is bulging, the bicep, where your muscle goes up. Sheba etzem, which is on the bone. Shebein hakovdo ubeis the between the elbow and the shoulder, okay, or the armpit. V'yata atfila, and you should bend or tilt the tefillin. Ma'avis adagov, a little bit towards the body. The inyan kishiyakov is raw in the way that when he bends his arm, lamata downwards, you connect libo. So if his arm is straight, it won't be right connect libo. When he bends, it will be. And it comes out that the place of it indeed should be these words is going to be on your heart, because when you turn your arm, it's going to be on your heart. Okay, you have to put it on the head of the bone, close to his elbow. Okay, I think you need 3 fingers. But not on the half. The shaku, which is close to the armpit. It's from the smack. Okay, the gidim she'ein lo yadig, a person who's amputee, who doesn't have a hand, rak zroa, he just has the arm, and you can put it on below bracha without a bracha. Okay. Tosus perakama b'kasu, the gidim chayev, and Tosus perakama says the gidim is chayev, but or zroa kasu the potter, and or zroa says he's potter. Okay. Smolly puts it on the left hand. Why? Because it yad l'chol, because it says with yad with a chafei, behei. It says with a hey. Sorry, this is from the Gemara. Yeah. Perish yad kehad. So we explained as yad the weak kehad, the weakened one. The hainu small, which is the left, which is weaker than the right. She teishes koko, which is a weakened strength. But old darshim in the custom further explained from the past, it says kushartam, and you shall tie them and you shall write on them. Makasi would be just that we know that the writing is with the right. So shikain derech b'nei adam, which is the normal way of people, which is the way of the people. Av kashira bin yam, so too tying should be with the right. But given that the shir b'yam, since tying is with the right, since you have to tie with the right, memela hanachal small, you have to put it on left so you can wrap with the right. Otherwise, if you're tying with the right, it would be very difficult, not impossible, to put it on with the right hand. If you put it on with the right hand, put it on the right hand, even with the it wouldn't work because that's not the right place. Okay, that's the acronym. Basra at the pluach, on the flesh of the bicep, or the bulging part. That's the place which is called the kibaris, flesh and chazal. Okay. Huli kuba, and that's ma'akiv, you have to put it on the bulging part of the bicep. But Kidi also says that with the Gemara Mikra. We learned from this from the Gemara from a pasuk. Okay, I think it's from, you take the bone, cut it in half. It's supposed to be on the lower half of the bone, and 3 fingers from the bend of your arm above. So make it totally above that. More important, 3 fingers above the arm, and the half that you have it, you can go above the half. You're not going to have to get in the lips for this. You should have it tefillin where it doesn't go there, but even if it goes above the half, it's not a big deal. The main thing is the bottom one. Don't go below 3. Okay, hakovro, hanikri ellenbogen, which is called the ellenbogen. Berosha atzim, at the top of the bone. In ritzon alom berosha atzim mamish doesn't mean at the top of the bone mamish. The hasamadayin namach vasa there, it's still small, low on the flesh. So this is where you get the 3 fingers. So it can't be right at the bottom on the by the elbow. Ad shiasku lios gavoa, until it becomes to a little bit high. In makom tefillin, that's not called makom tefillin that low. It goes below those 3 fingers. This is in the base Yosef and the Magen Avram, the Prima Godim, and Agra. The Einol Zashem Kabaris doesn't have on this in the name of the Kabaris. Rather means a little bit high the height of the flesh of the bone. The Rama is not coming to like be machadish or anything. Just what he's going to conclude with. A little bit of chatiyat and some the 9.5, which is towards the armpit. Rotulomer avshiish gam shamadayin miktas basitabil. Even though there is a little bit of flesh which is bulging. This is from the Magen Avraham. The gam das mechaber hu the cane, and also the mechaber das mechaber this the dafka mechatiyat and masa, that only from the half of the bone and from below. In the Mukhab Sif Zayin it says from Sif Zayin. And this is the Mechaber says, look, originally with the flesh of the bulging part which is on the bone. The force is also has to be his intent is from half the bone until down. By Grub of the Uri, his skim in the Gra in his explanation agrees. Ladina, for halacha, the kol makam hakiboris, that the entire place of the kiboris kosher l'aniach tefillin is kosher to put on tefillin even above the half. Came out from Prisha, that's also mentioned in Prisha. Bakaponim the matam makam hakibor is possible to kuliyama, but at the very least, below the place of the bulge, it's possible according to everyone. So below those 3 fingers or whatever it is. Pins give lights to the Chaim and Ein Sham. Okay, therefore it's better to not put on bigger tefillin. And therefore, because on general, it's found by big tefillin that if you, at the end of the part of the tefillin is going to be placed below the place of the kibaris, where you put the tefillin. Unless you tie them originally above in the top half. And also this isn't proper to be makel l'kafila. Even after the Ramah and the Machaber are machmer about this. However, if he only has a big tefillin, it's better that you should tie them on the top half of the bone. On the place where you found there, where there still is flesh which is bulging. You'll be able to with this according to the Gra and other poskim. It's better than what we placed below the place hakibaris of the bulging part. But the kuliyam, you won't be able to according to this according to anyone. And also then the bracha will be levatal if you make it below that place. So better to have smaller tefillin. If you don't have, put them above. On the flesh of the bulging part. Cuts out fill in the mouth of the you have to say be careful that the end of the tefillin shouldn't be below the fleshy part of the bulge. Okay. Rosh, just like Bishal Rosh, by Bishal Rosh, that it shouldn't be the end of it on top of the forehead. Because look, I'm just going to say later on, we learn Menachos on Zayin Amud Beis, Gezerah Shava, Gova Shabiyad, Vigova Shabarosh, we learn the Gova from the Shalyad and the Shalrosh. I'm from looking there. But the Rosh had some on the top of the bone. I'm looking at the broken wrong, I'm Machos the Shachul, Mashma, Lachor, the Basar, Hatapuach, that the flesh of the bulging part, Shin is Pashe, Bechol Etzem, B'Shava, which spreads out through the entire bone equally. Varama Asur, Laniach Tefillin Kiyam, B'Chati, Basar, Hatapuach, Shalotzana Gebur. Okay, so he says the whole part of which spreads out, and the Ramah asks to put it on from the tefillin, except on the half of the flesh of the bulging part, which is towards the elbow. Lefiza, in truth, in essence, according to this, Yiplamod, it'll be a big pella. The Heichsovim, the Ein Mutzah Lanyach, Him Chatzi Kibbutz. How can he hold that it's only mutzah to put on the half of the, which is close to the arm, half of the bulging part? V'halu be'ervin Yutesim and Beis, Isa, but it doesn't say in here in Yutesim and Beis, the head of the Kibbutz, Kula Ekriyad, the entire bulging part is called Yad. L'inyan Tefillin, Ari Sham Gemara is talking Tefillin over there in the Gemara. Ve'ein lo medah nachos smak lo haya lo hagirsa. You can't say that the Agos of Smak, didn't have to him the girsa of the Gemara Kabbaris Kula, the entire Kabbaris. The halakol Rishonim hetiku lashon zeh, because the only Rishonim have this lashon. I'm betos the Shabbos, Adi Beis, I'm Beis, Sefer Yireim, Ulebein Eliezer Mimitz, Sefer Yitruma, Tozo, Sefer Yireim, and the Sefer Truma all have this Girsha. V'cheimukah gam came in Menachos Samazayin and Mevalef. It's also proven in Menachos Samazayin and Mevalef. This is the Rei Girsha. The Kolba Kibbor is kosher. The entire Kibbor is kosher. The Kamer Yadcha, who is the Kibbor says Yadcha. This is the Kibbor. Beininecha Zak Kodko Beininecha. This is the head. Heicha Amid the Berura Yanai. Malcolm Shemocho Shaltina Kibbor. Where they say in the name of the Rabbeinu in Rabbi the place where the head of the forehead of the Tinok is soft, that's where you have to put the tefillin. And we learn before Gamkain as Malcolm Hamayuchel Shabbat and the fact didn't explain also the specific place for the arm. Shmami no, the Kol Kibbor is kosher. What do you learn from this? The entire part where the bulge is, it's kosher. We think the same the Rif, or Rambam, the Rosh, similar to the Rif, Rambam, Rosh, Torah, and for Rabbeinu Ruchim. Mohisker Shum Zeicha Sheichalik as the boss of Kibbor to the Chatzayim. They didn't mention any kind of mention of that it should split the flesh of the bulging part into half. How could the Ramah hold the das of the smack? You can't do it just for the machmer. He was kosher for the smack. The halakam b'simen zayin mashra yemdim nispashe the marka b'chol hashetach shemechatzi yatzim alamasa. Later on it says that if the wound spreads the entire space, which is from the half of the bone until below, he's pot to sumei tefillin. The Ramah says he's pot from tefillin. I'm Mordechai das Rabbeinu Chananel. Look at the Rabbeinu Chananel over there. Benu Choloma Darama Kibin Lafukim Medaitu, and it could be that the Ramah is trying to exclude his das. Achatina the Shulchan Aruch the Kam B'Simen Zayin Kosher. However, the dinner the Shulchan Aruch and some if Zayin is going to be a question. V'Azvani Hashem Shematasi B'Sefer Truma, and I found with the help of Hashem then the Sefer the Troop. So when you can question is why would you be pot? So you should be able to put on the top half. Okay. Hashem helped me then and I found the Sefer Truma after the Shoko V'Tari Sham. I have to go back and forth over there. The Umaskim Adas Rabbeinu Tam. He agrees with Rabbeinu Tam. The Makam Tefillin Hu Be'etzem Elyon is on the place of Tefillin is on the top part of the bone. Shu Bein Hakovdo Bein Hashachli, which is between the elbow and the armpit. Chassid El Shonah, he writes this language. Hilkach Be'etzem Elyon Yanech Tefillin. Therefore, on the top half, you should put the Tefillin. Hu Anekra Zroa. That's called the arm. Yad Daraisa, now be Yad Daraisa. V'samach l'perik shel ha'atzil k'tzas, and a little bit and close to the part of the atzil a little bit. Atzil hu kovdo, and after is the elbow. Inicham mishapatam kisham ge zeya kibor kizam he kibor. So that's the kibors. Basar hamachusa hamachunas for kibors. Flesh which is like put together, entered in together, put together is called kiboris. Kamo kiboris dahini, like the kiboris of the kibur dahini, kibur dizili. Zili is all like put together flesh or some point. Okay, v'shamhu connected lev, and there it's opposite the heart. The chsiv samti as the var ayla al vavachem, and it says it'll place these things on these words on about your heart or on your heart. Rav Chia Munachlu Keneged Libo, and Rav Tina will put them on his heart. Okay. Adkan Nashom is the end of his language. Hindacha, behold this to you. Roa, you see the ain to the clearly or to the eye. Das Sefer Truma, the opinion of the Sefer Truma is they have his pashtus Basar Kiboris who rak samach lekovdo, that the spreading of the flesh of the Kiboris is only next to the elbow. We haven't found for who of the Rishonim that you should argue on. About this, I told the Besvar Levad Begilei Milsa, which is totally on Svar and for a revealing of the matter. So it could be they all agree. Because that's according to this Pashadu, the Soviet Raman the Shulchan Aruch. It's Pashadu they hold the Raman the Shulchan Aruch the Svar. L'kam b'sim b'sef zayim. The Kibbutz Lunis Pashi Kiyam An Makom Hashem Machati Etzem Lamata. That the Kibbutz only spreads from half the bone until below that. Okay, Mashma Bach, Simak Mashma Bach. The Polig the Plug Zeroa Helyona Humin HaKibbutz Ulamata. That the cut or the half of the arm, which is top half, is from the kibboris and below and above. So meaning that part, that top half is from the kibboris and above. It means it's above the kibboris. However, the language of the Magen Avraham is going to be a question according to this. Then you could answer the road to Lomer Af Shenira. Even though it appears over there is also a little bit of flesh which is bulging out. This Magen Avraham who seems to say it's above is okay, it's also. This means even though it appears there's a lot of flesh there. It's still the place of the kibboris is not except for is only in the place where the half of the bone and below. The berura argues on the Shulchan Aruch, the Ramban on the Ramah. The sofer the af mechatziyatzim of a mahal is not kosher. He holds even from half the bone and upwards is kosher. Kol sheyesh bo adayin mibasar kibboris, as long as there is from the flesh of the bulging part. With Pshitas Nuchala Lomer and Pashad, you could say, do Sover Gam Kek Sefer Truma. He also holds like the Truma Sefer Truma now. Zirka Makam Kiboris Hu Lisan Kol. The main part of the Kiboris is from the towards the elbow. The dice of the Kiboris Nimshach also make Hatayatim, but he just his das is that the Kiboris drags on further than half the bone. It's not only there. The main part is below the elbow, but how far does it stretch out? It goes a little above the bone. Okay. I didn't really get the whole why that's, but anyway, that's the back and forth. It's okay. Mishnah Berurah. Shein lo yad. If he doesn't have a hand, what's the lomer? Shenito pisas yad. It's taken off the palm of his hand, small of his left hand, kol akana, and with all the, as well as all the stick part, or I don't know, yeah, from the elbow, ad hakovdo shenikra elimbogen, until the kovda, which is called the elbow. So from the elbow down, he's locked it, off his arm. But if a little bit from past the elbow is remained, or from the stick part of the kana. Gamor Zerua, even though Zerua Moses even though Zerua is Moses, the Tosis the Chayav Mitzvillin, he's the Chayav on Tefillin. But Yavarach Kamkin, you can make a brach also because he still has enough to tie it. Ken Batosi Bar Zerua Asher Zuchina Mikarli Aros. This is what he found in the or Zerua which has been Zolkov Bikarov to come to light. Below bracha, you should not make a bracha on it. Okay. I'm berura. Look at the berura. If he doesn't have a left hand at all, it's been blown off. This is the truest Rambam. Or if you look at or still it's been cut off the arm from above the place where you could put on the tefillin, that bulging part. That above the place of the kibboris is remaining, but you don't have any kibboris at all. You can put him putting the shalyad on the right hand. Those that are machmir to put on the right hand, Bartzachayim, Vakapanim, Beli Bracha. And look, so this is from the Shvuz Yaakov and the Artzachayim. At the very least, don't make a bracha on that. Okay, calls Shanasa Gida, Vinasha Gidim Bismol, Tumbakam and Achasul. All this is when he became a cut off on his left hand, which is the place of putting on tefillin. From the Artzachayim and the famous Ashram Virashi Menachos Amid Beis, Amid Aleph. Okay. Avol Im Nasa Gidim Biyam, but if he became an amputee on his right hand, Afilu Nikdam Lo Koyad, if he took off the entire hand, Chai B'Tfillin, he still be Chai B'Tfillin. If he Vakash Tachayim Sheini Fu Allah, and you should find other people to put it on him. He can't use his right hand to tie it, but he's got his left hand, so you can put it on that one. Get someone to put it on for him. Yiniach, he should put it. Shein Lo Yad, doesn't have a hand. See the berura. I mentioned look at the Mishnah berura. The local Kippur Megan, now the Kippur Megan, Shabbat Shlomo, the or Zerua, they wanted to say according to the old Zerua, the Pater Bechol Gamni is Pater in every case is key. Lo Zerua, the or Zerua, Kilo Nitras Yama. Because he never saw the or Zerua, he didn't have the print in his ties, so therefore he didn't get it right. Couldn't be the Psham the or Zerua. Yaniach, he should put it on below without a bracha. Rotzelomer. Yiniach biyatzmo, he should put it on his left hand. Kain mashma l'ma'ayin ba'ozerua, that's mashma, it's when somebody looks in the ozerua, gufa. The look in the hira le sham, ha'perish shal ha'mefarshim, doesn't explain, seem to him there the explanation of the mefarshim, the lacherim, koi hariboy al hachiyav diyamin. So for other people, it's going on the riboy of al-Chiyav and the Yamim on the left of the right hand. Okay, for other people. Rakal, a small clay, rather, it's going on the left hand. Okay. Vilu hachli pasuk sham ketanakama, still passing there like the Tanakama. The pater vilu benisha lo kibaris, and the pater there if he remains severim kibaris. Diyu mafar sham that he explains there ein lo zerua. He explains that ein lo zerua koi al hakan is going on the part past the elbow, that stick part. Mashakas Ramah Batosis Perek Kometz, and this is the Ramah Batosis Perek Kometz. That's what he writes. This is from. Okay. Kaspu the Chayiv says you are Chayiv. Rotulom Rafilu Benisha Lo Rak Kibaris, even if it just remains for him the Kibaris, even without any stick part. Lefi Mash the Messiah and the Masya Katosis, according to Katosis, concludes with Divya Maskal with Kibaris, as the Zerua Nikam Mimakom HaKovdo Ba'allah. The Kibaris of the arm is called from the elbow and onwards. Okay. That's where he's getting it from. The Magen Avraham didn't have the Orzerua. That's why he had a lot of questions on his words. Okay, we have to look there. I have a lot of questions. I don't know. He's saying the Orzerua is poskening that it's from the Kana part has to remain, and he's quoting a Tosus which is arguing and saying that Ramach found a Tosus which says it's even just having the Kibaris is fine. Okay, below Baruch Hu, that's the next Birlacha. From the back of the Nachal Tzvi, Eli Rabba, the Gramash for the Tzarech Baruch Hu, you do have to make a bracha also if the guy has just the Kibaris part. Since he has the Kibaris. The Derech Gamkein Maskim be Ikridin, L'chiv, and the Derech also agrees the Ikridin to be Mechayiv, Kamosim like them, Ach Mikomakom, Linyan Brokum is on the Hakos. So the obligation is obligated. But like regards to the Bracha, he was Mekel. Even if it doesn't remain for him except from the half the bone which is between the kovdo and the base of shekel and malos, he only has the top half. Pasha diachol is moch bizel shidus agrad. Pasha you're able to rely on this in the grad. The kol sheyesh lo adayim mektus min hakibaris kash tefillin. As long as he has a little bit of the fleshy part, he's kosher for tefillin. We'll yivarach, and again don't make a bracha there. We also told sheyivarach shnayim al shalrosh. It's better that you should make the two brachos on the shalrosh. Hainu lefim min agenu the kerama. According to our minhag, will be passed on the kerama. And now b'sim kafei ula beis yosef shamachas. And according to beis yosef, over there one. We come and host with that agam shalyan, and we also intend with yosef with this also shalyan. Afilu v'nisher b'la kibaris k'moshe hiskim and b'shari tshuva, even if it remains for him the kibaris, the whole kibaris is just like agreed the shari tshuva. L'gabi the bracha. If you just have the kibaris, then we're not going to let you make the bracha. Make them both on the shalrosh. Okay, back in the shulchan aruch. Haminag ganach on the proper minhag. Jiyeh hayud shel kasher tefillah shel yad. The yod of the nar of the shel yad. Okay. This litzad alef should be towards the heart. But tefillah alav litzad chutz. And then the tefillin part should be on it, on top of the knot, towards the outside, away past the knot. V'yish tizar shelo yitzazu should be hayud shel kasher meyat tefillah. There is to be careful. It shouldn't move the yod of the knot from the tefillin. Haminag anachon, the Mishnah Berurah says, I'm very well. Look at the berura. Shekas of din of the Gemara who the Perish Agonim. This is din of the Gemara from the according to the explanation of the Agonim. Shehei yod, the yod should be. I'm berura. Look at the berura. Chachakasam that we wrote. Shenachon the dar shelo yachiv harbe as kevel akasher haniva sheretzu overespo. That you shouldn't distance very far the double thing of the knot, of the bow knot, which the strap passes through. They should say, hey, gam makam hida karitzua samachot tefillin etzad halev. In order that also the place of attaching the tefillin will be close to the heart. So meaning, like, I think that means the folded part would just pull the other strap through. Make that also not, don't make that so far away from the knot. In order that also the place of the attaching this, when you pull it together, will be also close to the heart. Olav, next you had to make a huge loop, right? And then you pull it together, it'll be on the other side or something. Olav, ein rotzalom shitihei. It doesn't mean to say that the tefillah should be on top of the yod. For sure, we need the yod to be by the tefillin. That means equal to it and not under it. Rather, it means because since that he's going to turn the tefillin towards the guf, he has to turn the tefillin towards a little bit towards the heart, so that when he fully bends his arm, it'll be on by his heart. This is from the Yad Ephraim. Therefore, it's called the yod which is towards the body is called below, because it's towards the body. But tefillah alav litzad and the tefillin is top of that, which is towards above that. Usually, there is to be careful. The Zohar Parashas about Pinchas Machmer Moed B'Nizah. The Zohar Parashas Pinchas is very machmer about in this topic to make sure they're attaching. Those are machmer even when they're in their bag. You have to be careful with this. The yod, it shouldn't move at all. The yod. This is from the Ayin B'Shar Tshuva. And we come according to this. Yesh Nogan the Kshor Hayod Gim Chutz Shel Gid Im Hatzon. They tie it with a string of sinews with the tefillin. Royal levatel zayis, it's fitting to mevatel this. Al yedei hakshira yeh chutz shel gid saviv hatatoris. That through this tying will be a string of gid around the tatoris, around that part of the tatoris. Choted bein hazrol tefillin. It's going to be make a stick between the arm and the tefillin. V'levush rak is the royal levatel gam kein aminog shekarchon v'tzur b'makom hakibaris tachas the And Levush in the Sradi writes that it's fitting to use them about also the minhag that they wrap a strap in the place of the kibboris underneath the tatoris, underneath the bottom part of that. The havigam ken chatisa is also called a chatisa. Okay, well, I mean, I think if you put it in the tefillin, so then there's no chatzitza between the hand and the tefillin. But I don't know. Definitely tied to the top part. I don't know how good that is, but Mia tefillah, from the tefillin. V'yachlu b'titura milmala v'yachandik hayod imabayis, and you should cut it so it shouldn't move away. You should cut into the Torah above v'yachandik hayod imabayis and attach the yod to the house, to the box house. So meaning make sure to cut into the part where it extends off past the square, so that when you tie it, the knot has some room to go in. Because if it was fully there, the place where the knot would have to be pushed away from the square big part with all the, which sticks out, that square part, because the titoris would be blocking. So cut a little bit into the titoris in the black, so you can get the knot touching the big square. If that makes sense. Children Shlomo. Yeah. Okay. Let's just finish so we can do them all. The proper meaning is the second Hashem Barta, that you should fix it at the place from Barta, which is, so there's the square and then there's the part past the square. That part past the square, place where it passes through, the strap passes through. Shabbat Ritu Avers, the place where in it the strap passes through it. Tehim Menachas the Tzad HaKalsef, it should be towards the shoulder. V'Ketitza the Tzad Hayad, and then the Ketitza part should be towards the hand, which is the other part. V'Ketitza V'Iter Minach Tefillin, and Iter is putting on Tefillin Mishna Iter from someone who's not Iter in the Mishnah Berura. Ola Hepach, or the other way. So he's got to put it on the other hand, and from buying for someone who puts it on the wrong hand. Because then you can't take out the strap and put it on properly. I'm berura, look at the berura, what it should do. Okay? And now it says, he shouldn't have something between, making a separation between his flesh and the tefillin. It says on your hand, the tefillin shall rosh, and the tefillin shall rosh is between your eyes. Davar chotz is something which separates. Even a small separation. It's fitting to be living with a louse or something. Okay, so this is from the Magen Avram, and the last one before Al Yod L'Kla was from Harosh, the Rosh, the Gra, in his explanation. Mash Rogam Kinch over Kedul Kirajba, and he also holds not like the Rajba. Okay, that was for okay. At the very least, the offer yesh lizar. However, with a dead louse and dirt, there is to be careful. This is from the Magen Avram. Therefore, there was those that were accustomed to wash the places of tefillin. Yeah, this is from Mishnah. It says in the book of the Revid Hazav, near the Masher Ritzua Chotetis, the palm and vein, it's filling the Basar. So this is sometimes the strap makes a separation between his flesh and the tefillin. Lomikr Chatzitza, it's not called the Chatzitza. The Mimba Mino and Chotetis, it and its type, it doesn't, type and its type doesn't make a separation, the same thing. Mabush Yisrael, Hataksi, Le'el, B'Shem, Sifan, Yod, Mashma, the Nachal, the Chibul, Afim, and the Mabush Yisrael, which we copied over earlier, in Sifan Yod is Mashma, that it's fitting, look, I feel it to be machmer about this. Okay. Aminag Nachal, so that the proper minhag is that you should be the Yod, of the kasher should be it should be towards the heart, and then the tefillin on top of it. And it should be a catch. I'm very look at Beis Yosef B'Shem Rei Ben Kavod, and the name of Merchavim, the Mashma Devarim implies his words. The Rak and the Siyos the catch is just making the knot, the Yod and the Yod Asher Botzor, which is in it. So it has to be dafka below the tefillin, the side alef towards the heart. But the putting in of the strap in the side, the fold of the knot, or that loop. Top of the malam at the tefillah should come in even above the tefillah. Okay, above the. Okay, that could be even above the tefillin. Who and that's the proper way. I am look over there. Abu Bazar Moshe the Bakr Moshe Mashru Shayosito Minhag Shanolgan. It's better like the minhag which have the place people which have the minhag which have Tivas or two that also putting in the strap the Tocha Kesher Kefil inside the knot and the full loop. You hear the mino it should be to the right. Shul it's on which will be towards the heart. Okay, Mashru Beha Balachos Gedolos, similar Mashru Balachos Gedolos, Shigam Kshirim. Gufa, then also the non-self, Tzorach Shedehei. Shedehei the alef also has to be towards the heart. Okay, Mashma Lashon Arashim, let's Mashma language with the Rosh. In the mind, though, someone who delves into there, hate them very well. The Sophos Yud Beis. Mashma Gaza, what's that it says? Markav Akasha Mena Ma'abaris, then he moves the knot away from the place which goes through. V'ayin Madani Yontiv, look there, the Madani Yontiv post Dalit. Because of the Ulai, Halchi Bruger says perhaps is the explanation because the Dochik, all this is a Dochik about this. I've come to Shono, this is the end of his language. The linearist idea, according to my opinion, ain't a Dochik call, I don't think this is Dochik at all. The Chain who am is the female because of a Baal Galakos Gedolus, similarly this is the truth according to what is written in the Baal Galakos Gedolus. The Mashra Shaman applies over there, the in the Hark of Harbe as the Kefil Akasher. And even you shouldn't distance very far the looping knot of the slip knot. Rakadesha deheya ritua overis b'sochan, just enough to be that the strap should pass through it. Rakomitam kadeshi hey malkom had hida karitua samach latfilin. All this for the reason that it should be the place of the attaching the strap should be next to the tefillin, below it, tzad mata, not below it. For sure he has to be careful that it shouldn't distance the knot of the yud from the tefillin towards the. It shouldn't go down towards below. Okay. The mind is all included in what's said in the Gemara. The kasher has to be above and not below. Okay. Behold, from the language of the Shulchan Aruch, the Chorah Mashra, the Sover, the Kimariv, and the Chorah's Mashra holds like Mirban Chava, the Kasser, Shehea Yod Shal Kasher, that should be the Yod Kasher, should be attached. It should be towards the heart. Okay. Mashra, the Makom Tochef Harituas, the Kefil Inen Litzad, it implies that the place of pushing in the strap is not towards the heart. It could be even towards the outside. But you could push that off and say the Kavanos, the intent of the Shulchan Aruch is Lamat Shalot Nasim, to exclude it that you shouldn't be made Kashidas Balamori, don't do like the Mam or Hamuv Beis Yosef, which is brown and Beis Yosef. She had Tefillah Shal Yad. It's out of lame that you should put the Tefillah Shal Yad. The Tefillin should be towards the heart. The Kesher side puts in the Kesher on the other side towards the outside. But with this pushing in of this the loop, and when you tie it, that could be what we could. He has permission to do in his hands to do whatever he wants. As a minhag, even though that we made better, we said it's better to do the minhag shell from Darki Moshe, Darki Moshe, Mikol Malcolm Hanogim to Maria Ben Chav, and one who has the minhag like the Brin Chav, and of course the other shouldn't protest about him. Keish means this smoke, he has something to rely on. He has what to rely on. Gamal Yadim and Hago. Also, Alidim and Hago through his minhag, Tov Shalo Yazuz Hayod the Olam Me'abayis. It's also good that you shouldn't move the yod from the house. From the plate that square. Which is not true according to us, like the Darki Moshe. B'chol Eis Shmir Lazeh. It's never. I mean, if you do it the other way, you're pulling this loop. It's going to pull the other way. It's going to pull towards the knot into the house. So if it pulls the way that we're doing the Darki Moshe, all the times you're going to have to be careful that it doesn't move away. There might be another idea toward this. I have a masha kasav in the Mishnah Berura. Look what we wrote in the Mishnah Berura. Usually, I should be careful. I'm very Lagra. Look at the berura. Should see on that which puts a source for this canal. Okay. Rotzma means to say the din that yeshlo gam came akar me Gemara. This din also has a din from the has a rule from the Gemara. The muchach she'ein laharchik hakesher me'tfil. It's proven that you shouldn't move the knot from the tefillin. The Kumosha Kazav Atzmo, as he writes in himself, the Devar Hakod in the words earlier. Haminag Anachon, the proper minhag. V'chol zeh mishu hu ether. It's an old. Okay. V'chol zeh, and with all this, mishu hu ether, someone who is a lefty, in the rock tefillin shall ether, and he only has a tefillin of which is not a lefty. He's the hapach, he should flip it around. V'chol the yuchel, or the hapach, or the other way, or he's the righty and he has the ether tefillin, the lefty tefillin. Yuchel the hapach la'aniach ha'ktitza l'tzad ha'kos. If he's able to flip it around and put the top part, the ktitza part, towards the shoulder, flip it around. The mabarta l'tzad and the barta, the place where the strap goes through on towards the hand. King goes to which was Shvos Yaakov. This is written in the Shvos Yaakov, Artzah Chaim, and then that's written in the Artzah Chaim. It's better that this is better than we should leave it this way. Via tefillin samach lev, and then have the tefillin towards the heart. Via kesher yud chutzala, and then have the knot of the yud outward. That's just like the Gra says, sif base. After the shekasa v'shulchan aruch v'shem haminag, even though the shulchan aruch says in the minhag, the din is the gemara hu lefer shakonim, and the even though the Gemara the Shlomo is just a minhag, it's really a din of the Gemara according to the explanation of the Gonim, and therefore the Yod should really definitely be closer to the heart. He doesn't write this to the Shvos Yaakov flipping it upside down. He writes there that it's good if he's able to take out the strap, and put it on the other side. The Yod should be towards the heart. Even if he's not able to switch around the knot, of the yod, in order that his face should be towards the house. So shouldn't be vatal from mitzvah tefillin. And put them on this way, ayin sham. That's tefillin l'tzad alef. Even though it would be the knot of the yod would be towards the outside, and the tefillin would be towards the heart. Okay, he should still put it on if he can't. And according to my opinion, so that's what he's saying. If you can take it out, flip it around, that would be good. If you can't, you shouldn't be about to fit the tefillin. And the berura is explaining, much better do like Shvos Yaakov than flip it around. Is that din of the Gemara? Who this is really din of the Gemara? The Kam Rishona. Is that minhag? And there's a minhag, and this is just a minhag to make sure that the top part stays towards the bottom and the part is on the top. The Kumosha goes to Bagra. And even if you're able to take up the strap, there's also to be delved into. And maybe that the fact that the yod is not towards having his face towards the house, the black square, then it won't be considered a yod. So even if you take out the strap and put it in there, the yod's going to be backwards, and it may not be counted as a yod. At the very least, if you're not able to take it out, for sure do like the Shvos Yaakov, and don't just leave it as it is and put it on that way. Flip it upside down.